Hello everyone, now I am here with my next video of operators in Java. Basically, we have already talked about operators in topic expression. Expression is a combination of operators and operands, and we are applying operators on operands. If we have to provide definition of operator, then we can say that it is a token or a symbol used to perform some operation on expression. And operators are basically used to provide a desired result, and it applied particular action on operands. We have some examples about all these things. B square minus 4ac, b, 4a and c are operands. Multiplication sign, that is asterisk, and minus sign, both are operator here. And then we have many types of operators in Java, but we have to study only few. For example, arithmetical operator, assignment operator also known as shorthand operator, comparison operator, which is also known as relational operators. Then we have logical operators, then bitwise, and then one more we have, that is shift. Bitwise and shift operator both are not in our syllabus, and we have to study only 4: arithmetical, then shorthand, then relational, and then logical. And firstly, if I am proceeding with the arithmetical operator, then we have plus, minus, into, and divide. You are familiar with all these things, but divide is used to provide only quotient. And modulus, one more is introduced, that is used to store remainder. If I am writing 5 divided by 2, then the output is 2. But if I am writing 5 modulus 2, it provides us 1. Remainder is 1 and quotient is 2. Divide always provides us quotient, and modulus always provides us remainder. And what we are writing, a normal expression, that is mathematical expression, we are not supposed to specify multiplication between normal variables. Means if I am writing b square minus 4ac, we are not supposed to indicate that 4 into a into c. We know that because we are humans and we have this much tendency. But when we are dealing with machines, then we have to specify each and every common and small things to machine, so that machine can provide us a proper result. That's why we have to specify b. We are providing 2 times, means b into b minus 4 into a into c. Same way I had provided you different things. And when we are using divide sign, we have to use slash in programming languages. And when we are placing brackets, we know that bracket indicates multiplication, but computer didn't know anything. You have to specify multiplication sign. See in 4th one, 3ab multiply with a plus b. You have to specify multiplication sign. And for square roots, power, and some trigonometrical expressions, Java provided some mathematical functions. Means for power, Java provide math.power. For square root, Java provide math.sqrt. And for trigonometrical expression, Java provide math.sin, math.cos, math.tan. The same way math.log is also there. And for finding cube root, Java provides cbrt. The same way I provided you some expressions so that you can identify how we have to write all these things in Java expressions. You have to use sqrt, math.sqrt in place of square root. And if we have biggest power, then you have to use math.power, means POW. Math.pow a comma 32, a raised to power 32. Firstly, whatever is placed, you have to write in that order only. A to the power 32 means a comma 32. If I am writing e to the power x, then Java provides one function for that also. Math.exp, exponent. E to the power means exponent. Then we are having math.exp, short form of exponent. And if I'm using other variables, example x to the power 35, then we have to use power sign. If I'm writing e to the power, means it is exponent. Exp, math.exp. And these kinds of expressions come in paper also, that's why concentrate in this topic. Then we are having shorthand operators. Basically, when we want to store some value inside the same variable, then we have to use shorthand operator. Means if I want to add values again and again in the same variable and I want to store in the same variable only, then I have to use shorthand operator. If, for example, if I want to count number of students in class 1, but we are having different sections, means A, B, C, D, 4 sections we are having in class 1, and I want to collect how many students are present in a class 1, then what I have to do, I have to collect number of students from each sections. If, for example, first section contain 20, next contain 30, means I have to add 20 plus 30, means it is 50. Then again another section contain 20, then 50 plus 20, means the previous result I want and the new one I'm going to add with the previous one. If this kind of things happens, then you have to use shorthand operator. Means the previous result I'm going to be add with the new one and I'm going to store the same thing in the same variable. A is equals to A plus B. If you want to write, you can write. If you want to use shorthand operator, you can use shorthand operator. But remember, a variable should be present in both the sides. In between equals to A left side also and right side also. Then you are able to use shorthand operator. If I am writing B is equals to A plus C, then shorthand operator is not written there. If I am writing B is equals to B plus C, then we can use shorthand operator because B is present both the sides of equals to. See, arithmetical operators you can use with shorthand operators. The same way, others you can write. A minus equals to B indicates A is equals to A minus B. A into equals to B indicates A is equals to A into B. A divide by B, if you want to write, then you can write A divide equals to B. A is equals to A is equals to A divided by B. And A modulus equals to B indicates A is equals to A modulus B. You can use both the things. And then we have relational operators. Relational operators, the name indicates it provides us some relations between both of them. And we can say it as conditional operator, provides some conditions. And always remember, if they provide us some relation, means they are either providing us true or false, means they always provide us a boolean value as output. Basically, When anything written as boolean means true or false is basically used with bidirectional statements, means if else. If we want to use these operators, we can use it with if and else. Why? Because if always works for true and else always works for false, means boolean values. It always works on boolean values. That's why these things always provides us boolean value. Remember it. A is greater than B shows us, checks whether A is greater than B or not. If A is greater than B, it provides us true. If A is not greater than B, then it provides us false. The same way, A is smaller than B checks whether A is smaller than B or not. If A is smaller than B, provides us true. And if A is not smaller than B, then provides us false. The same way, A equals to B. The sign is a conditional sign. We check whether both are equal or not. If both are equal, provides us true. If both are not equal, provides us false. In the same way, the next one, A not equals to B checks whether A is not equals to B or not. And if both are not equal, that provides us true. If both are equal, then provides us false. In the same way, A is greater than equals to B shows that either provides us true or provides us false, but checks what? A is greater or equals to B or not. If A is greater than or equals to B, then it provides us true, otherwise provides us false. Then it's the same way, smaller than equals to sign. Do the same thing, but checks whether A is smaller than B or equals to B or not. If yes, then provides us true, else false. If I'm taking one example, I want to show you in a better way. I'm using double equals to sign. I'm using x equals to 5 and y equals to 7. Both are not equal, you know that. But if you want to use in your program, you want to check whether both are equal or not, then you have one operator that is double equals to. X equals to y, and if gets true, then first expression occurs, else second one. If x equals to y provides us false, then else part execute. In my case, in this case, what is the value? X is not equals to y. That's why we are getting false. And when we are getting false in if else condition, then else part executes. That's why the result is both are not equal. And then we are going to study with the next thing, that is logical operators. And this is something new for you all. Logical operators basically help us programmer to deal with the multiple condition. Previously we have seen one condition, x equals to y is one condition. If we want to provide the different condition in one expression only, then we can use logical operators. The first one I'm explaining according to the preference. If what do you mean by preference, you know that firstly what we want to operate, that is preference. The order. If in one expression all three of them is present, then the first occurrence is not, then and, then or. We have to solve. Logical operators are of three types: not, and or. And I'll provide you with example. First of all, how we are going to write not sign. Always remember, you have to write in front of the condition. Not and then condition. A is equals to B. And if you are using and, you have to place them in between both the conditions. And if you are using or, you have to place in between both the conditions. The way of writing you are able to understand. And then we are going to proceed how a logical operator works. First of all, we are going to check what is logical NOT. Logical NOT is used to reverse the output of a given condition. If condition provides us true, logical NOT says false. If condition provides us false, logical NOT says it is true. Basically, when we want just opposite result of a given condition, we require logical NOT. See, if we are writing 5 is greater than 4, we know it is true. But if I am writing logical NOT then condition, logical NOT says false. Just opposite of a given condition. If I am writing 8 equals to 3, we know both are not equal. That's why we are getting answer false. But when we are using it with logical NOT, that logical NOT provides us to just opposite answer of a given condition. Then logical AND. Logical AND deals with 2 or more than 2 conditions. But what you have to remember, it provides true when all condition results in true, otherwise false. Basically, use with bidirectional statement. I told you earlier, anything which deals with true or false, basically we are using with bidirectional statements. We are going to clear it out with the help of example. See, if I want to check whether given number is 2-digit number or not, then what is the basic condition for 2-digit number? We know after 9 means 10. 10 is 2-digit number. And when 3-digit number start? From 100. Till 99 we are having 2 digits. If we want to check whether a given number is 2-digit or not, what we have to write a condition that a number should be greater than 9 because 10 contains 2 digits, and number should be less than 100. And we have to write why. We want both the conditions together. Should be smaller than 100 and should be greater than 9. That's why we are using AND. And now, according to my example, A is 77 and 77 is greater than 9 and 77 is smaller than 100. That's why both the condition is true. 77 is greater than 9, true, and 77 is smaller than 100, true. Both the condition provides us true. See what I had already written, it results in true when all conditions results in true. In our case, it provides us true. Both the conditions provide us true. That's why the result is true. Means if condition works, the output should be A is a 2-digit number. If any one of them provides us false, then else part execute. See, if I'm taking one example that we are having different kinds of conditions, means maybe first condition say false, another also says false, then the result of AND is false, of course. Then what I told you earlier, both the condition provides us true, then the answer should be true, otherwise we are getting false. It means if any condition provides us false, then we are getting false answer. Remember the conditions. What the condition says. Condition says either both the conditions false, first one false, another one true, first one true, another one false, both the conditions provide us true. The result of logical AND will be true when both the conditions will be true. And then we have logical OR. When we required OR, when we says any one of them, any one condition is satisfied, then we are satisfied. Then we have to use OR. Means, first of all, both AND and OR deals with two or more than two conditions. But what you have to remember, previously when all the conditions says true, then we are getting true in AND. But now any one condition says true, we are getting true. Any one. Because OR, we are specifying OR. OR indicates us any one of them. We are not telling that every one we want. We are specifying any one. Any one means any true. If we are getting any true condition, then we are having a result true, otherwise false. And the same thing, it deals with bidirectional statements. See, if I am taking example of a company, that company provides bonus to only those employees, those who are having experience of 5 years in salary, at least 5 years, and salary should be greater than 25,000. Then what happens? If salary is greater than 25, that bonus condition is not allowed. But if that person is having salary less than 25, bonus is allowed. If a person is having experience of 5 or more than 5 years, bonus is allowed. If a person is having experience of less than 5 years, then bonus is not allowed. We have to consider this situation. Then we have to use OR, because bonus is provided in any of the two conditions. One is experience should be greater than equals to 5, or salary should be less than 25,000. Then bonus is allowed, otherwise not allowed. The same way, both the condition works. If a person is having experience of 10 years but salary is 50,000, any one condition satisfy, then that person is getting bonus of 22,000 rupees. See, in our condition, adult experience is 5 years and salary is 15,000. We are going to check whether the first condition is true or not. 5 is greater than equals to 5, yes. At least equals to 5 works. And salary is smaller than 25,000, means when 15,000 is smaller than 25,000, yes. Both are true. In our case, both are true. Means we are getting bonus of 2,000 rupees. If any of the condition works, means getting bonus. In more detail, we are going to study in this way. If we are taking two conditions, then we are having different phases. Means maybe first condition provides us false, another also provides us false. First condition provides us false, another provides us true. First condition provides us true, another provides us false. First condition provides us true, and another also provides us true. Then what will happen? The result is any one condition is true, we are getting answer true. Means last three conditions we are getting true. That's why our answer is true. And what you have to remember, few order of operators. we are having different kinds of operators. When you are getting a flow of using it, then you know why this hierarchy we are having. Means first of all we have to do deals with bracket, then we have to deal with increment sign, multiplication sign. Few hierarchies we are having. Sometimes we have to follow left to right, sometimes we have to follow right to left. When you are going to apply it, then you are going to know all these things in detail. For now, leave this hierarchy, but in future you are going to understand it when you are going to use it. And for now, if you have doubts, ask me. If you are not having, well and good, press like. And thanks for watching.